Hi, and welcome to Legal Affairs. My name is Diamond Liddy, and I'm the public defender of the 19th Judicial Circuit. We are going to be talking about a very cool new program called E.N.D. And is that an acronym?
It is.
It is. Okay, we're going to talk about that in a minute. We are very lucky to have Sonia DuPree with us. She is the co-founder of the E.N.D. program. And next to her is Sydney DuPree.
Yes.
Hi, Sydney.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are
and
you?
how old are you, Sydney?
I'm 16.
Okay. And then we got Miles Tullis in that beautiful orange shirt. And he's joining us on the program as well. Okay. Before we talk to Sydney and Miles, let's start with you, Sonia. Tell us, this is a new program, I know, and give us an overview about what exactly it is. First of all, what does the acronym stand for?
Okay, so E.N.D. stands for Everybody's Not Doing It, and we are 501c3 to prevent at-risk behaviors in preteens and teens. So what we do is we create a positive peer environment. We give them tools and resources to as alternatives to negative peer and media pressures, and then we give them a platform to reach other teens. The platform that we use to do that is the performing arts.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so let's back up just a little bit.
Sure.
What is your background, Sonia?
My background is actually computer programming.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
Okay, and
Yes.
so were you born, raised in Fort Pierce?
I was not. I was actually born in Georgia.
Okay.
Both my parents were in the military, so we traveled around in different places.
Right.
But a job after college brought us to Florida, and that's how we ended up here. And passion brought me to E.N.D.
Okay.
As opposed to programming.
So when did you, what was the catalyst? You're doing computer programming in Fort Pierce, I assume?
Yes. So I'm doing computer programming. I was working for IBM.
Okay.
But I was able to bring my.
Okay, no, I mean, okay, we got the, I want to, this is a great segue here.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was allowed to work remotely. So I was able to bring it down to Port St. Lucie with me from Jacksonville. But I had 3 daughters. I have 3 daughters. And seeing the different things that they were going through in school, especially my oldest was in middle school at the time. And we actually started this in the middle of our living room. It was in 2010.
In Jacksonville?
No, here in...
Oh, okay.
Yes, here.
So you were in Jacksonville doing computer stuff?
Computer programming.
Okay, so
Yes.
I'm sorry. So,
Yes, that's okay.
so then you came to, and so this program's been going on since 2010?
Since 2010.
Ooh, shame on me.
Yeah.
Oh.
But recently emerged more with the performing arts and some of the shows that we've done.
Okay.
We've gotten a lot more exposure
Okay.
lately. So
Right, and Danny has been telling me I gotta come see, so I'm going to. But anyway, okay, so let's back up a little bit. So in 2010, you were doing your job,
Yes.
and you had your children,
Yes.
and so the catalyst was what?
So the catalyst, like I said, starting out with daughters,
Right.
and seeing the struggles based on what they were seeing in the media as far as body image and what everybody else is doing. But it seems like everybody is, doing this or trying that, or I'm the only one. And I was convinced that they were not the only ones. But that even some of the other kids, if they just knew, had an alternative way of thinking,
Right.
to challenge their thinking instead of just going along with what it looks like everyone is doing.
Right.
So we started with a group of girls just at our house, and then it grew from there. We did a summer camp, and then we started to meet more regularly. We brought on a boys program, which my husband is a co-founder, so he works with the young men, and we just grew from there. We started with skits because the whole point is to take the messages that they learn there with us and then to present it to other teens in the community, and the way to reach a larger audience of them is through the performing arts.
Okay, so let's back up a little bit. We got Sydney, who's 16.
Yes.
How old is your other daughter?
My oldest is 19.
Okay.
So she just went away to college.
Okay, but when you started thinking we got to do something to help these girls, they were
My oldest is middle school.
right.
You must have been like
10.
Yeah.
She's probably
yeah,
13.
elementary.
Right.
And then my youngest is 13 now, so.
Oh, okay.
But she's picked up a lot of the
So you got
messages
3
along the way.
girls.
3 girls.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so you started in your living room. What did you, Sydney, did you invite your girlfriends or what happened? Your mama said, you know, I know you girls are struggling and having some issues. Let's invite some of your friends over and let's try and fix it. I mean, how did that happen? What happened?
I invited a few of my friends. I was too young to be in the program at the time because I was in middle school yet.
Right.
But it was mostly my sister's friends, and then later on I invited some of my friends, and then they would invite friends.
Okay. And what did you do in your, Sonia, what did you do in your living room that when you first started?
That kept them coming, right?
Yeah, right.
Right, so we made it fun.
Besides cook for them,
Right.
probably.
Definitely
Yeah.
food is involved. But we did a lot of different fun activities.
Right.
You've got to make it fun. You've got to make it relatable.
Right.
So as opposed to like, okay, let's open the book and do,
Right.
whatever. We
Right.
used relevant material. So
Right.
if it's something that's trending, that is to challenge the way they look at it. So I may pull a YouTube clip,
Right.
that's trending and discuss it, what they think about it. And then look into, the truth about that and what are the issues or the disadvantages to, following a rapper who's, talking about, drugs all the time or,
Right.
gang banging or violence.
Right.
How does that affect our way of thinking?
Now, were there any issues with your daughters with drug usage or anything like
No.
that? So that wasn't the issue. It was
No.
just
Preventative,
right,
yes.
right.
Preventative.
So they don't do drugs. So
Right.
they don't.
Right.
Right.
And so that we could build a positive peer environment. That
Right.
At least I know when I come here, I know there's at least 8 other girls who are not doing these things.
Right.
I know because we meet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we talk about how, this is bad or how we can still be cool, have fun, and not get into trouble. Not
Right.
get into, at-risk behavior. So.
And so, how often initially would you meet? Just once a week or?
Initially, it was less often.
Okay.
And we were doing, I want to say maybe like twice a month initially. From there, we branched out and we started doing events. One of our largest events is called the Beats Youth Conference. And that is where we have like a day event to where we do workshops. And they're all hands-on, they're fun. It's all about media pressures. And it's trendy, it's the music that they're, used to hearing.
Right.
But at the end of the evening, we usually bring in a national recording artist that brings in positive messages. That's a hip-hop artist usually that challenges what they're used to hearing from hip-hop. So again, you can still be cool, it can be fun, you can even dance, but
Yeah,
it doesn't
right.
have to be inappropriate or, lure people into, doing things that's going to affect their futures,
Okay, so let's go back a little bit. 2010, you started having some of Sydney's friends over, and then it got bigger and bigger, and
Yes.
and you said, well, we better. This could be something really cool. So,
Yes.
when did you form your 501c3?
We formed our 501c3 in 2011. It was a year later.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
We formed
Now,
it.
do you have a place you go to now, or are you still going to your living room?
Not my living room anymore.
Okay.
We outgrew my living room some years ago.
Okay.
But we don't have our own place yet.
Right.
But we use the campus of Calvary Compassion Church
Okay.
here in Fort Pierce. That's where we have all of our performing arts rehearsals. That's where we have our monthly meetings. They allow us to use it. So that's where
Okay.
we are now, with the hopes of one day getting our own place, right? Yes.
So right now the curriculum, if you will, is to meet once a month, or more.
We meet once a month for an activity called CHILL. It stands for Choosing How I Live Life. And there, like I said, it's kind of the same model that we started with. We, play games, we have fun, we eat dinner,
Right.
have food. We talk about life. We'll have a topic for one very important thing is during the discussions we split the males from the females, the boys from the girls, so that they can openly talk about things without, trying to be cool or trying to be too cute.
Right.
They can actually be open. So we do that. That is from 7 to 10 p.m. one Friday a
Oh,
month.
wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
And then, because I've been glossing over the performing arts part of it. So you do that once a month with the boys and the girls, and I got to get to how many people are involved in a minute, but we're not there yet.
Okay.
And then you do actual performances.
Yes.
Okay, tell me about that.
So our performing arts rehearsals are once a week. They're every
Okay.
Mondays, every Monday. And what we do is we have different topics based on the productions that we're performing. So last year we tackled teen dating violence, and we did a whole production on that. What's different about our performing arts team is that they learn the material first.
Right.
So we'll have a speaker come in, we'll have curriculum, we'll have, like, they learn it first.
Right.
Once they learn it, we'll create an original production based on getting that message out to even more teens.
So
that are
who
in the
creates
program.
that original production? You?
Me, with a whole lot of input from them. A
Oh,
lot, because
okay.
I'm like 40, so they keep me relatable, they keep it relevant, and a lot of times using lines that they come up with. So the character development is very largely them. I like to explain it as, if you can imagine being in a room full of teens, and they're in like the most creative, point of their lives, and it's like paint flying everywhere.
Right.
And my job is to take it and weave
put
a
it on a
storyline through
canvas.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What,
so.
is there singing, dancing, both?
They're singing, maybe not in every production. In this one, the latest we're doing is on human trafficking. But they're singing, spoken word, of course acting, no dancing in this one. I think that's it, singing, spoken word, acting. Yeah, that's basically it. But it could have any of those at any given time.
Okay, so we got boys, and then we expanded to girls. How many girls? And then we expanded to boys. How many do in the program right now?
Right now, what's surprising is our performing arts team is more boys than girls, which is
Really?
rare. Yes, it is.
And how many?
Right now, I have a total of 25, and the boys are just a little over the majority. So it's about 14 boys.
Oh wow.
Yes, yes.
Well, let's talk to them, and then I've got a million other questions. Okay, I got to write this down so I don't forget. Okay, Miles. So, how the heck did you get involved?
Well, let's see. I was in like middle school, maybe 7th or 8th grade.
Right.
My mom came home one day. She was like, "All right, put on your clothes. You're about to go." She said, "You're about to go to a meeting." I was like, "A meeting? What?" So then we drove, and then I saw Mr. Skip there. And I had known Mr. Skip from church a while ago, and I hadn't seen him in a while.
I assume Mr. Skip's your
My
husband?
husband, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I get there, and I'm like, all right, I don't really know any of these people, but I'll give it a try. And then we just started talking about a whole lot of stuff that related to me. And like we ate, we played games and stuff, and then we listened to music. And ever since then, I've been hooked.
So how long have you been in the program?
I'm 17 now. I'm a senior, so probably since like the 7th or 8th grade. I was like 13.
Really? So you go to these meetings basically once a month and do the rehearsals and perform once a week, the whole bit?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That is great. And I guess you have recruited some of your friends, too.
Yeah, like pretty much if you're at my house and it's we go to E.N.D, you're coming with me.
Good deal, good deal. And Audrey, tell us about your experience.
I started when I was, like, as soon as I could, so in 6th grade, and I always wanted to be in it because I saw my older sister was in it and all of her friends, and I just wanted to be in it, like, as soon as I could.
Right.
So I was looking forward to it, and I really wanted to be included, and I go every week as well.
So, did either of you have any issues at all in the juvenile justice system, anything like that?
No, ma'am.
Ever. So it's just kind of the
Preventative.
preventive
Yes.
thing. Okay. What about some of your friends, Miles? Had any of them that are now in E.N.D, have they been in trouble, or did you kind of hang with a better group?
I mean, there's been a mix. Like, I know, certain people I've been in with that have had like problems in the past and stuff. So it's not just like all the goody two shoes come. It's like a mix. So, yeah, it's like that.
Okay. And what do you do? Give me your parts in the performances. Do you both sing? Do you both dance? Do you both? Well, tell me what your roles have been.
In all the productions I've been in, I've been an actor. In the most recent one on human trafficking, I was a photographer. Well, posing as a photographer, but I was a human trafficker.
Oh, so you were the bad guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
What about you, sweetheart?
I played a character, I was an actor in this one, and I played a character who was considered like the bottom girl in the industry, the sex trafficking industry. And they would they were very loyal to the pimp, and they kind of dictate how it goes, and they help the pimp take care of the victims and manipulate them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a big deal right now. At least it's getting some exposure, which is good, and you're helping with that, obviously. Yes. Where do you have your performances?
For when we did teen dating violence last year, we performed it at the Port St. Lucie Community Center.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
This year,
how many people came?
It was much more than we expected. It was about 150 people came.
Wow. Good job.
For the name of our human trafficking production is called Daddy. And it's actually a walkthrough performance. It's different than your typical sit and watch the show. It's a walkthrough performance, meaning the audience, about 30 to 40 at a time, walk through the scenes. And each scene is about 10 minutes average. So part of the story happens here, you walk around, part of it happens outside, part of it happens in a hallway. I don't want to give too much of it away, but it's a walkthrough scene. We started out just doing one weekend of that. We scheduled 3 shows per night, 6, 7:30, and 9. We did it 2 nights, I think, the first weekend, and it sold out immediately. And we still had people wanting tickets.
Wow.
Long story short, we ended up doing it 3 weekends, selling out a total of 14 shows. So,
and where did you do this show?
This was on the campus of the church that we meet at.
Oh, okay.
Now, very exciting news. Last week, we found out we had the opportunity to do it at the Sunrise Theater. So
oh my
in May,
gosh.
they're going to allow us to do it as a walkthrough.